Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Aladino and together with my wife Maya we are refitting a Cape George Cutter 36.
We've been refitting this boat for 4 years and up until this point we have still never sailed it. And that is soon going to change because this summer we are planning on putting it into the water for a short sea trial. The boat won't be done, but we just want to really get a feel for it and we want to, you know, start to change our relationship with this boat from just an item of work to an item of joy. Now, when I say this summer, of course, the videos aren't in real time. It takes me quite a while to, you know, put this all together and edit it. But yeah, the launch is sort of intended for late summer. We, of course, wanted to have it done early summer, but that didn't happen. So launch intended for late summer, and we have about 8 weeks until that date arrives in video time. So 8 weeks to get it all sorted out. There's still a lot to do, but we are getting to the home stretch now.
I had to fit new winches. We got these kindly sent to us from somebody who's upgrading winches. They asked if we're interested if we pay for the shipping, so yes we were. But the combing is also new, so I had to make room to accommodate them.
Inside, I finally finished varnishing the cabin sole, which means we can walk around the boat again instead of having to sort of climb around the floor, which will certainly make things easier. Although it does mean that we're going to have a sock-only policy in the boat from now on because the floor is finally nice. There's a reason why we left it sort of as one of the last tasks to do. But that should work out. No more big, massive construction tasks really planned for the inside of the boat, famous last words, but I think we should be safe having a sock policy. I hope so.
The head is also progressing quickly. I've been dragging my feet on this project quite a bit, but now I'm going full steam ahead. It is an important space to have in working order for this coming sea trial. I'm really happy with the satin paint. Now the shower pan is glassed. All the surfaces have at least a layer of glass. Now I'm working on a bit of a framework, which I have dry fitted, but now I'm gonna add one more cross brace. So soon I can put the counter in here, which is pretty exciting. Okay, the framework is somewhat done now. Okay, so maybe to reiterate on the design. So this is going to be the shower pan. So there's going to be a hose from there going into our shower sump. But then we need to run the shower sump outside somehow. And the tricky bit lies in that being hull and that being hull. So how do we run a hidden hose? That's the challenge. That's why I've placed that wall so that I can run all the hoses through that section. So let's try to have a look in here. So here you see the floor is cut open and then there is a hole that goes further down so all the hoses can come through from the shower sump, and then I'll have them go up here to under the side deck, have a siphon loop, and I think I'm going to install seacocks or through holes somewhere in that vicinity so that I have all the storage but they're still accessible. And what's happening here, I'll put in fiddles somewhere mid-height so that I can put in a little shelf. So here we'll have a little cubby that we can just throw things in. Another thing that kind of ties into this task that I might look into soon, but it's very tricky to get it on camera, is drill through all the bulkheads that I encounter until I get to the shower sump from starting at the chain locker. And that is to connect hose to drain water that collects in the chain locker. But yeah, that's enough for today. Good morning, Aladino from the past here. No, I just what a good shave can do to rejuvenate, since I have a task where it's always nice to be younger. I am indeed contorting myself into the chain locker to the very bottom of it to put in a drain. So these are the through bulkhead hose fittings. I'm gonna put those in, but I'm starting with a valve at the very front. All the 36 feet to the front. So that's when the chain locker lid is open, and if we look inside, there we go. And I'm trying to, well, I just drilled the hole, and now I'm gonna put in the through hole, and then followed by a valve. And here you see the other side, where this is going to be a storage compartment, but I have left excess open at the bottom. There's gonna be a piece of plywood eventually that you remove, and then you will get to the valve. So yeah, as you can see, not a ton of space, but still I'm pretty happy with those few considerations that I did put in place. So that's where the shower sump will be. This is our forward bilge. I want to leave this accessible for whatever else goes there in the future. This still gives me enough room to reach the hose clamps, disconnect the hoses if I need to. I can still open the lid and clean it out or inspect if I need to. This is a little access that I made to get to the speedometer, which will go there. But so basically the hose from the chain locker will run somewhere along here. Try to leave the opening free and yeah, go in there. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna turn my attention to the head again. It's time to actually put the counter on now. Yesterday I did the framework and that has cured. But yeah, now is the time. Pretty exciting.
And wow, man, do I love this head. What a transformation it's undergone in such a relatively quick amount of time. Like, this really was a room that was lagging behind the rest for a long time, and now, wow.
Totally.
That looks so good, Aladino.
Yeah, indeed. I also like the surface. I was actually joking around that once you put the toilet in, you have the seat that is missing, but then it can be a music studio, it can be my workshop, it can be an office space.
It wouldn't be the first time I record music in a bathroom.
No,
I have done that before.
It can be many things. But I think as soon as we put a sink on it and cabinets in the back, then we don't have this nice table anymore. And once the surface is gone, then that kind of dual purpose is gone. But that's okay. I think we can use the chart table for most of those things.
Man,
but yeah,
this is so nice.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I could not love this more.
And I think it's going to look really good with the teak frame here.
You know what? It really is surprisingly spacious feeling. I think before anything was installed in here and we would come in, there was not really a proper floor. I was like, I don't know how we're going to have a sink and a toilet and a shower.
Well, because we got a lot more floor by raising this section.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise it disappears halfway. Yeah.
But I mean, it's still a small space, obviously, but it's really not bad.
Yeah. It's also a pilot berth. Just put on a lee cloth.
Multi-purpose is good, but there is such a thing as taking it too far.
Boats. If we drill a hole through the bulkhead, you can stick your feet into the bulkhead, and
then you can take a shower without even getting out of bed. It's perfect.
Exactly.
All around the boat, things were happening. The diesel tank lid got installed. For those who remember, this was a specially made piece that a viewer of the channel expertly made for us. Thank you, Robert. And at the bow of the boat, Aladino installed this stem protection. Sailing hardware started going on, the Genoa tracks mounted to the tow rails, And in the galley, a big new addition to the space was about to go in. Okay, here's the thing. I made a bold design decision when choosing the faucet. I decided on this one. It's a statement, okay? But I think I'm really excited to see it in place. So thank you to Charlene who got us this faucet. Charlene has been a massive support throughout this refit. And she said pick a faucet, so I did. So this is it. Yeah.
All right, I guess we start with that hole.
Yes, this is definitely the most exciting one. Through holes, who needs them?
Okay, I think I'll start by removing this little base plate. So that's the top trim ring. Something like that.
That looks good to me. You okay?
Ugh.
As you can see with our sink here, there's literally no space whatsoever behind it. So the faucet has to be located to the side of the sink. And there is truly nothing more annoying in the world than when you have a faucet that drips water right at the very edge of your sink and you're like crammed up against the edge trying to wash dishes and wash your hands. So I wanted a faucet that would reach nearly the center of our sink. You need new pants, Shotzi.
What?
You need new pants.
Yeah, I do. Oh.
That actually looks so good.
Nice. It does.
I knew it. I knew it would. Oh, I'm super pleased.
Yay.
Do you like it?
Totally. I do. Position is great. Hole is drilled. Yay.
I'm super happy.
Yeah.
I'm also really pleasantly surprised by our shower space here. It is a small space, but it's surprisingly more effective than I thought it would be. This really doesn't feel like that small of an area. Like I really can move around pretty well here. It's so good to see this boat start to come together. For a long time now, every time I looked at this boat, all I saw was work. It was a construction zone. There was nothing homey or comforting about it, save the imagination that lived in our own minds about what the future could hold. And now, for really the first time, I'm starting to see those old optimistic visions turn into reality. This really will be a home. This really will be a functional and beautiful boat.
I can see daylight. Good we're not in the water. Otherwise I would be seeing something different.
Oh boy.
No, of course, now I have drilled only the hole for the through hole, but we want this flange to be sitting on fiberglass and not on our balsa insulation. So now I will trace out a radius that allows to house this one on the fiberglass. Okay. Because I'll remove balsa and then I will add a bit of fairing around it to like seal the end grain of the balsa. So yeah, there's a little bit of work involved, but ultimately this will live here.
Great.
Like that. And I have these backings, so these go on the inside of the hull. You can glue these in with epoxy, and they have threaded inserts that can be set into them. And they are supplied by Groco, so the whole pattern is exactly for one of these bases. So you can see it's a triangle, so 3 holes. All right, now is the time. Everything is ready to put the seacock and the through hole into place. I've got 3 of them. This one is for the galley sink, and then we've got the ones in the head. Put those in, and then we go on the outside, and then we thread in the through holes.
Are you going to do the outside component now?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
So since I put a little bit of Sikaflex on the base, I'm going to reach in now though and distribute that because I don't want it to restrict the flow as I put this in, and if it would squeeze out the side then it would be right in the middle of our seacock. But now I take it off, and then as this one goes in, then we should be good.
Excellent.
Nice, that one's done. I've got the two in the head to do, and then it's time for a barbecue. Yay!
All right, I'm gonna go home and start to prepare a few things.
Lovely.
You're gonna do the last two?
Yep, and
okay.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
So it's been a good episode. A lot of good things have happened. I'm really happy with the floor. The boat is now a socks only zone. So yeah, maybe we'll get something to cover it up if we want to keep wearing shoes in here. I love the faucet. I love it so, so, so much. The head is coming along well. We've got through hulls going in. Things are happening. Very soon now I'm going to figure out all the finishing details for the head. I'm going to choose a sink and a faucet, and we'll get to install those things in there as well. So yeah, good things happening. Good things indeed. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. A really big thanks to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen right now for always going above and beyond to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. And a really, really big thank you to all of our patrons, without whom this whole series of the refit really wouldn't be possible. We're so, so grateful to you guys. On Patreon, we post real-time updates of the boat every single week. They're exclusive to Patreon, never published anywhere else. We just do a walkthrough, bring you up to date on some of the real-time decisions and dilemmas that we are facing. So if you're curious about those, you can access them for as little as $2 a month. It's what keeps this channel alive and sponsor-free, and we're just really grateful for it. Okay, I think that sums things up from us now. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll talk to you next Friday.